That was a deal breaker for me. I was not interested in that and looking at that all day, every day for the rest of my life. So I didn't want the notch. I did not think the Face ID was going to be that good. I was like, you know, in the dark, you're wearing glasses, you're out driving around. I was like, I was fine with the fingerprint ID. I didn't think the Face ID was going to be that good. Plus, the other main thing that, you know, I use a lot of the Google apps on my phone. Some of the ones I use, I'm just checking my notes here. I use Gmail, I use Gcalendar, I use Google Keep, it's kind of like Evernote. I use Google Chrome, I use Google Maps, I use Google Drive. I'm always on YouTube. I use Google Search, and I have a Google Voice number attached to my phone. So for all those reasons, I was like, it makes sense for me to go to Android, and I wanted to, but like I said, I could not buy the phone the day that I went to go buy it, and I was just frustrated. So I was like, well, let me go wander over to the iPhone section and take a look at that. And so I did. I picked it up and started comparing it to the size. You know, it didn't come in the same size. It doesn't have a plus size. So I really liked so I really liked my 6 Plus size. And I was like, this is not as big. The iPhone X is just not as big. But when I really started comparing the screens, I noticed that the iPhone X screen is pretty much the same height or even a little taller than the 6 Plus screen height because of the bezels on the edges. So I was like, okay, so wait a minute. It is actually the same height. You get almost as much viewing space, but it's not as wide. Doesn't have as much width. But then I was like, well, actually, it kind of makes it easier for my hand to reach all the way, for my thumb to reach all the way across the phone. And I can hit the apps and the exit buttons. It's actually a little easier on my hand. Even though I have big hands, it's a little easier. It takes it back to a one-handed device, whereas I think my 6 Plus sometimes was a two-handed device, which I kind of liked, but I was becoming convinced maybe the iPhone X was worth a closer look. So I started testing it, started playing with it, and it was really fast. I enjoyed the speed, and I had a good experience with the Face ID after testing it a few times, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll take a closer look at this. And I started reading the specs and the photography, the camera, the portrait effect, and I was like, okay, let me give this a try. So I ended up buying the iPhone X. I've had it for about 2 months now. I've had this phone for about 2 months now. And let me just say, I was wrong about all of it. I was wrong. The Face ID works extremely well. The only time it doesn't work very well is in the dark. And if the phone is sideways. It doesn't work as well if the phone is sideways. The notch, the main complaint I have against this phone, I never even noticed the notch. I don't see it at all. It's out of my peripheral vision. It doesn't appear to me. It's like I was blind to it from the first day, which I found surprising because I hated it so much. But it's just not in my way. It's not a problem. There's no issues with it. It's just not there. It's there, but it's not in my vision. So not a problem. I really like the portrait effect on the camera. Drop in some examples here. I found that the screen size is pretty much perfect. Like I said, for my hand, it reaches across just fine. So there's no issue there. I think the battery life has been great. It lasts me 2 full days with the charge. But then we come to the last concern. It's the price. I ended up paying $1,300 with AppleCare for this thing. It's very expensive, but I rationalized and justified it in my mind. It's something I use every day for multiple hours a day. I want something good that does not frustrate me, just gets the job done, helps me do my job faster and better. And this does that, plus so much more. And so for me, it's a tool and it gets the job done and I'm happy with it. I actually enjoy using it. So I just want to say, if you're on the fence about the iPhone X or you were thinking the same things I was, maybe you need to give it a try. Still interested in trying the Google Pixel XL. that seems like a great phone. But Google, you got to make it easier for me to buy it. Like literally the only place I can buy it is from your Google store. And that takes, you pay for shipping and you got to set it up yourself, and it takes a couple of days, and I had a bunch of travel coming up, and it wasn't going to jive with the timing and the lifestyle that I have. I'm always on the run. And so it just, you know, I wanted to solve my problem. The day that I set out to go to the store, I wanted to solve it that day, not 4 days later. And so the fact that you made your phone so hard to buy, I couldn't buy it, and I bought the Apple iPhone X. I've got more videos about all kinds of digital things. That's what this channel is about, digital's life, this digital life. I do all sorts of technology conversations with you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share on social media. I'll catch you guys on the next one.